guys, welcome back to the channel. Did you miss me? Because I have missed you. How are you guys today? I'm in a slight mood. I'm not gonna lie, I'm in a slight mood, but you know what? I still carry on with my day. Anyways, let's just get right into the video and see what Matthew Hoover's Sierra's Farms has to say today. There are some wildly alarming issues I've seen that you all will want to hear about because it's only something you can see from inside. So I have been down 19 months, but I just hit the 1-year mark here at Thomson. The rest of my time was in county and transit, which were not fun. No, that was very scary feeling. Like anytime he went to a different facility, I was like, oh my gosh. And it's like bad ones too. I was like, oh, I'm scared. But he made it through, so it's all good. County was the Wild West in transit. You get starved. You guys, it says at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, I can do time anywhere. So it's really not that big of a deal for me. But I was a little nervous when I thought I was going to a medium, and most are. Yeah, that was scary. As a white guy, you have to put in work. That means I would likely sit most, if not all, my 5 years. They don't want you to beat the guy off the yard in secret. They want a public display because the white car is so small they want to show everyone the whites are not messing around. So it would go down at the chow hall or in the day room or somewhere that everyone will see, which may get you pepper sprayed, sent to the chute, lose good time, and if you go too hard and accidentally kill the guy, you could get added charges. So that sucked, but I got to go too low. I did not have to deal with any of that, thank God, or I would likely not be getting out until 2028 or later. Anywho, so I was on the first wave to fill Thomson with low inmates. A little backstory, Thomson was a state supermax, but the state of Illinois could not afford to finish it, so Obama bought it from the feds. Or bought it for the feds, whatever the fuck. Because it was a supermax, the feds made it a SMU. A SMU is more or less a long-term SHU, aka the HO. So if you can't act right in a penitentiary and you keep going to the SHU, they would put you in a 24-hour-month SMU program. Long story short, the SMU was not running right, so it got shut down. Yeah, there was a lot of crooked shit going on there with like the warden and CEOs and all that shit. You can look into it. Like he's even sent me articles and it's wild. That's why it's so scary being in there. And they still treat it like a fucking max sometimes. It's ridiculous. Anyways, long story short, the SMU was not running right, so it got shut down. So now there is an empty supermax, so what did the feds do with it? They filled it with low custody inmates, and yes, I am just as confused as you as to why it was not made into a penitentiary since it was already a max. But let's get back on track. So I have been here a year now, so what have I seen and learned? To start, I spent around 3 of the last 12 months locked in my cell due to unnecessary lockdowns, and let me tell you, that is something else. It breaks you down in a way I can't explain. It's an awful thing to do to someone and should only be used in the most extreme of cases. That's fucked up, and I completely agree. That's disgusting. It literally makes me sick. If you thought that was bad, just the other day the gun towers were firing live ammo into the rec yard to get inmates to lay down on the ground. Man, nothing like being downrange. That's fucking sick. Like, oh, they won't get down, so just shoot at them? Like, that's so inhumane. They treat them like they're dogs. That's why they say chow for fucking dinner and all that shit. Like, they treat them like fucking pets. It's disgusting. Anyways, let's pull back a little and look at the BOP's problems as a whole. I want to talk about my striking discovery that the FBOP manufactures violence. Did you know that there are 12,000 people in the SHU at any given time, and 2/3 are in there voluntarily? What that means is the BOP tried to put someone on a yard that they knew for a fact they couldn't walk. If you can't walk a yard, you have two choices. You try to walk the yard anyway, or you spend the next 9 to 12 months in the SHU and get 3 shots, which means you will lose good time and not be able to go down in custody points. This will happen 3 or 4 times before they send the guy to a yard he can walk. Do the math. That means you will spend the first 1.5 to 3 years locked in a room smaller than parking space while starving. I've seen this in transit before. They were really skinny, pale as shit, and they made up their mind that they're going to walk the next yard or die trying. That's crazy. A lot of them will get beat damn near to death, and that happens every day. That's crazy. What happens to the guys that beat them out? Just about nothing, because they don't qualify for programming, so they lose 41 days of good time. Let that sit in, because that is the main reason there is so much violence in the BOP. If you and 3 of your friends go and stomp someone off the yard, you get a slap on the wrist. In comparison, do you know what would happen if you and 3 of your friends went and just crushed someone on camera in front of a cop on the streets? You and your friends are going to prison for years, even if the victim doesn't want to press charges. The state will press charges. If the state prosecuted these inmates while in federal prison, most of the violence would stop overnight. No one that can go home someday is going to want to fight if it's going to add 5 or so years to their stay. I believe that is a big one. Yes, there are other problems like not testing correctional officers for steroids, when everyone knows steroids have a psychiatric effects, and they do. These include aggression and decision-making deficiencies, which could lead to discharging a firearm into a crowd of people on the rec yard. On the brighter side of things, my appeal is coming up, so I am happy about finding out if I am going home early or not. Also, the 1-year mark is coming up fast of NBC's attack on my family. Has it already been that long? Jesus. That's crazy. I'm hoping YouTube lifts the strike so my wife can get paid again. That would be very nice. This last year, she has been on the edge of losing everything so many times. Very true. It's been very emotional. It's been very, I don't know. I don't like to talk about my feelings a lot. I just keep it. We are blessed you guys have our backs and have been keeping her afloat. Yes, I thank you so much for it. We are so blessed for you guys. So thank you. We are blessed you guys have our backs and have been keeping her afloat, so I am really hoping YouTube money comes back so she doesn't have to lean so hard on merch sales. That should be nice, but I also need to do better at merch sales because some of my designs I'm like, I want to put it up, but then I don't. So yeah. But anyways, this is another good video. I like the questions on here. You guys have been asking some really good questions lately, so keep it up. I like it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys would like to continue us by buying some of our merch and at onlytechnicalfans.myshopify.com or Amazon or Cash App or Givesendgo, there'll be links down in the description. And I thank you guys for everything. And until next video, peace.